Hello there my fellow Holotable heroes and welcome to another roster review. Now it has occurred to me that I actually never officially explained how to get one just because I wasn't sure will there be interest or not, but there seems to be some interest out there in the community and many have asked me in the comments in the previous roster review videos like how do you get one. So just to make it official now that I kind of did figure out the format and how I want to go about it and things like that. And also about the cost, because some have been asking, hey, what's the cost like? So if you do want to get one, just message me directly on Discord with your ally code and just, kind of a quick brief, I guess, of what you're looking for to get out of your review. And then in terms of the cost, I don't have like a fixed price for it because I understand, everybody have different budgets available. So the only thing I ask that after I publish your roster review, that you just make a donation to my Buy Me a Coffee account, with the amount that you feel appropriate for the review I made for you. So that's all what I'm asking. I do have now this Buy Me a Coffee account, so there'll be a link in the description below, for like one-time donations and things like that. Because I know not everybody, want to go for YouTube or either, Patreon and stuff. So just another option, but I think for reviews is very useful to have. Okay, so with that out of the way, let's go ahead and first give shout out to today's Holotable hero. Years ago 42, and as well shout out to his guild, the Mega Knights. They are currently sitting in Kyber 4, so not bad, they're in Kyber. And just gonna go as always, I have some notes here I want to go through. I had a good good review for his roster already before. Over the past couple of days, had a chat with him as well on Discord with some follow-up questions that I had and clarifications and things like that. So their brief was that they're a bit in a loss where to go next, so it looks like they're a bit of a crossroads, don't know what exactly to focus on next. They're in a position where they actually unlocked pretty much every Conquest unit, like we know, in a quick span. So they're a bit short on resources, especially Zetas and Omicron, so again looking for some guidance, which Conquest unit I guess to level up next, what Omicrons and Zetas maybe to apply and things like that. Then also in terms of, Galactic Legend farm, they're kind of like split between Leia, Jabba, Lord Vader. They've got, most of the requirements for all of those Galactic Legends already done. So again, looking some guidance, where to go next in terms of Galactic Legends. And in terms of, the kind of meta fleets, they only have Executor unlocked. So again, looking for some guidance, what to go for next. They're trying to go for Leviathan at the moment, but Relic 9, obviously requirements are a bit difficult, which, I know how it is with Relic 9s, they're still very difficult to obtain. So really the question kind of they have is like what to work on, I guess they're set on Leviathan and what to do afterwards. And then, as mentioned before, which Conquest units would make sense to level up for their roster. And then also in terms of, should they maybe wait with Galactic Legend farms, just fill up some of the other teams and things like that. So we'll keep all of that in mind as we are going through the roster and, giving some suggestions. So let's have a look what we are looking at. So 9 mil GP in Kyber 4, that's pretty good. Only the fact that they've got only 4 Galactic Legends tells you that they are a good player because, I mean, again, my middle account there, I think I'm like in, is it Chromium 5, I think? Or a Rhodium, which one's below Kyber? I keep forgetting. So whichever is below Kyber. And I'm facing accounts 10, 11, 12 mil GP with like 6, 7, 8 Galactic Legends. So the fact that they're there shows you that they are a solid player. So also when we're gonna have a quick look at the mods now, again, you will see that, they know what they're doing in terms of modding. The mods are more or less in the right place. It's just a case of, slicing them a little bit more, rolling them a bit more just to bump up the speed. But the base mod set he's got here are all pretty good. Like look at Kylo, for example. The speed 569, that's very decent speed for Kylo. Let's look at Kenobi. Modded for speed 560, again very decent modding here, speed for Kenobi. Rey, they've got offense modded Rey with over 200k health, 520 speed, again very good modding for Rey if you obviously do want to go for offense build. Sith Eternal Emperor, full health sets. Well, I guess yeah. I guess if I do want to nitpick there, maybe just try to bump speed to Sith Eternal to like 500 or something. So maybe try to find primary arrow that has speed and then maybe some secondary boost through health percentage. But it's I'm pretty sure it does the job at 484. So that's maybe the only thing. And in terms of the speeds on other characters, I'm not going to go through them. The mods are more or less in the right place. It's just, I guess, rolling, slicing, you know, bump up their speed as you are doing that. So, you know, very good modding, so, you know, very, very well done on there. So not much else to say here. But let's now, I guess, go through the Conquest unit that I have and see what shape those Conquest units are in. I don't know, let's just see with Amidala. Okay, they've got Amidala, Relic Tab. I mean, she's a good character. The only thing is, like, you know, going back to the point where they say they're kind of, you know, bottlenecked with Omicrons and Zetas. The second kind of their Omicron on Amidala is kind of a luxury, really. Like, you know, that one Omicron will do what really Amidala needs to do. So if you are kind of, you know, tight with Omicrons, I would definitely just keep Amidala as a one Omicron unit and save that Omicron for some other units. Spoiler alert, which will be down the road, that, you know, would benefit from Omicron instead of having a second one on Amidala. But otherwise, well done on Amidala. Let's have a look at Bane. Relic Date already, brilliant. 2 Omicrons. Yeah, Bane is a 2 Omicron character, so I think that's well done. Good decision there in terms of, you know, putting the second one. What else have we got here? We got Ben. 2 Omicrons on Ben as well. I guess Ben is like the one Omicron character, but the other Omicrons are kind of nice and situational. He probably has the healing immunity one, right? Yeah. I mean, this one is nice for sniping banners, so I'm actually not mad at 2 Omicrons on ban. I think that's fine, I guess. What else we got? We got Malgus. See, again, Malgus, like Amidala, he's a 1 Omicron unit. Like the 2nd and 3rd Omicron, literally, like, even if you look at the data, add basically nothing, no boost to availability for Malgus. Again, another Omicron that could have been saved and placed elsewhere. Let's see how we're looking now. Imperial Remnants. They have Dark Trooper Moff Gideon unlocked, and in terms of the rest of the team, you could actually put here an Imperial Remnant squad with what you already have, because let's face it, for the most part, Imperial Troopers, you know, they're not that relevant anymore. Maybe in Kyber 4 they still get used, but as you're climbing, yeah, they don't even have enough troopers for like a Veers and Iden lineup, so it literally looks like you just have 1 trooper lineup. So I'm gonna say this: if you're still getting use of your Veers troopers in every single round of Grand Arena for the most part, then maybe you can hold off on gearing up Dark Trooper Moff Gideon. However, if you're struggling to find use for your troopers, that means it's time to let Dark Trooper Moff Gideon take the reins of the Imperial Remnants, and because he can do a lot more. Good thing about Dark Trooper Moff Gideon as well is no Omicrons required, right? Because he's a territory war unit, not a Grand Arena. So again, this is down to you to decide whether, you know, you're getting use of your troopers or not. If not anymore, you know, Dark Trooper Moff Gideon will give them a second life, so that can help you a lot. And then let's look at some of the other ones. Boba, yeah, that's where Boba should stay. Don't bother with Boba. They also said they have Ezra now. 2 Omicrons on Ezra. That's a good choice as well. I think he's a 2 Omicron unit to really be the best version of himself. Trench, like Boba, just leave him there. What else we got? We got Luthen. Do you know what? I think Luthen should stay there, because if you look at his rebel fighters, he doesn't even have Mon Mothma built up. He doesn't have the other rebel fighters, so him bringing up Luthen right now I think would be a waste of resources, because he's got nothing really to use them with. So I think Luthen, as you will see in my plan, will be, but just further down the road. But for now, just, you know, you can save your resources. You don't need to go and do that. Now, they did say, so if we look at his first order, okay, they've got Kylo, they got all the first order units, obviously. They said that actually they could have unlocked Darkrai already this conquest, but they purposefully didn't. They spent resources elsewhere instead of buying her 20 shards, because they don't have Zetas and Omicrons saved up for her, which, you know, that's fine, absolutely fine, but they will be unlocking her the next time around. So I guess the question now is what to do in terms of Omicrons, right? So before we continue discussions with Omicrons, I just want to highlight this as well. All 3 Omicrons on Starkiller. So you know, if you are a bit tight with Omicrons like Amidala, only one Omicron, Malguson, only one Omicron, Starkiller, only two. So like those are those 3 Omicrons you could easily save, and then you would have, you know, one Omicron for Darkrai. Like if you're very tight, I would just probably give her the Omicron that allows you to ignore taunts. I think that's what I would do, at least, just to begin. And then the other 2 Omicrons, we'll be talking about later where those 2 Omicrons could go. So hopefully you do have some saved up to boost a little bit there, because oh, now that we are looking at unaligned force users, another conquest unit, Maul. So another thing I think that we'll be looking at when it comes to our plan, what to do there, because if we do look at the Mandalorians, you know, they've got Django, they got Canderous, they got Beskar Mando, they most likely have Watt as well. Yeah, so, you know, if you just bring up Maul, it gives you another viable team, like a quick win team, right, when it comes to that. So that's what, when we'll now be going through factions and things like that, what to farm up, you know, where to put Omicrons and things like that. That's what we're keeping in mind. Like, you're in Kyber 4, which means, you know, doesn't matter, Kyber 5, Kyber 1, you need same amount of teams for offense and defense. And looking at only 4 Galactic Legends, right, only 1 meta ship, definitely, probably, it seems like, you know, you could use a little bit more teams just to be a bit more competitive in the grand arena scheme, if obviously that's what you're looking for. So, you know, instead of just immediately hop onto Galactic Legend farms, Leviathan farms, maybe just do some, you know, quick 2, 3, 4 different units that can actually give you then 2, 3, 4 new teams that you have available at your disposal if you do need them. So with that said, now let's talk about Night Sisters, okay? They've got Talza, Night Sisters, but Marin is not relict, right? They've got the other Night Sisters, so I'm assuming that's a Lightspeed bundle, right? If they're all kind of relic free. So there's definitely a huge opportunity here by, you know, farming, gearing up, relicking up 3 units, basically Great Mothers, Morgan, and Marin. By doing these 3 units, you suddenly have 2 new Grand Arena teams and Territory Wars as well with Great Mothers that, you know, can help you there quickly. So I think that's one of the things we'll be looking at when we'll be going through the plan. Night Sisters. In terms of Omicron on Marin, I mean, if you're really tight with Omicron, so I wouldn't say she's on top of the list. There'll be 2 units that will be, you know, a priority over her. But as soon as you have one to spare, you know, she really pushes Talzin to the next level, or even helps under Great Mothers in certain situation. If nothing else, obviously, once you do get Marin up and running, in territory battles, you'll be able to obviously do her special mission, and Great Mothers and Morgan make that very easy to do. Okay, and this is where we can make an immediate impact on your Grand Arena performance. Treya, no Omicron on her. Savage, Gear 12, no Omicron. So these are the 2 Omicrons, I guess, that I was referring to earlier. The Amidala Omicron, the Malgus Omicron, and another Starkiller Omicron. You know, that's where these Omicrons could go. One on Treya, one on Marin, one on Savage. Because, you know, those little bit extra Omicrons on those units, they don't give you as much benefit as you would be getting out of here. So that's what I would make priority right now, get these guys up and running. And a little bit further down the line, obviously once you have these Treya, Savage, Night Sisters, look as well at your faction there. Obviously Maul as well is a quick win for you because you've got the rest of the Mandalorians already. And then we are looking at Malachus, another Conquest unit. I'm not mad that he's not leveled up, because they don't have a team for Malachus, so... I mean, you could put him under Kylo, but let's face it, Malachus' home is under Seer. Kyle is, you know, not up there yet. So that's what I would also then further down the line look as well. The only downside of this team is quite Omicron heavy. You need Omicron for lead on Seer, which fun enough is a priority over Malachus' Omicrons, because if you look at the data, her Omicron actually makes bigger impact than all Malachus' Omicrons. So at minimum, this is a 2 Omicron team, 1 for Seer and then 1 for Malachus, that allows him to assist whenever, I think, unaligned force users gain special ability. So that's going to be a 2 Omicron investment. If you do decide, obviously, to go down that route, However, let's face it, you know, once you start facing those heavy raid teams with all these different comps, but maybe in Kyber 4 you don't see those yet, you will need all 3 Omicrons on Malachus to really, you know, make the most out of this team. So that's why in my plan this will be further down the line, because it's just very Omicron heavy. So these are the kind of the factions, the teams, units that, you know, you can work on to, you know, quickly boost up your roster in terms of Grand Arena, Territory Wars, and as well Territory Battles performance. And now let's talk about Galactic Legends. As mentioned before, they have some of the Lord Vader requirements, they have some of Leia's requirements, they as well have Jabba's requirements there. So I had a look, obviously, while they're close to Lord Vader, let's say Lord Vader isn't the best Galactic Legend, plus he needs Maul, so you get Maul up and running, you get an extra team. And then you get Lord Vader up and running, you don't get an extra team, because then Maul just goes to Lord Vader. So not, I guess, the biggest benefit of doing that. In terms of, like, I had a look between Leia and Jabba. Like with Leia, they still have more gearing up to do, a little bit more than with Jabba. So I would prioritize Jabba first, and then maybe you can look at Leia after you've done Jabba. So that's what I would recommend, because as you see here, he's got pretty much all the Hutt Cartel done. So it's just a case of, you know, those odd ones, like was it Java and somebody else. Anyway, we'll have a look at the plan and you will see where we are at. And in terms of ships, they've got pretty much all the ships ready, as well units more or less. For Leviathan, it's just Seed Fighter needs gear here farming, and obviously you need to get all the relics done. So definitely getting Leviathan, you know, up and running quickly as well will be important. Now, as always, it's quite a lot, obviously, to digest, all the things to work on, what to prioritize, what not. That's why if you've been following my roster views, in the end, I always show my graphics here, kind of like my rough idea, suggestion of, you know, when to farm next and things like that, and how to line things up so that hopefully you don't get too many bottlenecks when it comes to gear, relics, and things like that. Overall, I would say the roster, if we actually go back to the roster now that I mention it, so if I just show you this, you will see that actually in terms of farming, they've been quite good. They've got a lot of stuff farmed up, as you can see. You know, most of the stuff like at 7 stars. Yeah, like even some, like for example, they got Nisa, right? That's needed, like for example, for Leia. So all this stuff they got at 7 stars. Just a case of gearing and relicking up. So overall, in terms of actual farming, there isn't a whole lot to do right now. It's just, as mentioned before, that initial first wave with the Night Sisters and Alliance Force users, and then Seed Fighter that we need to farm up to 7 stars. So that's the initial push that we do in the few months. Then you've got a lot of stuff kind of happening. And then I guess after you've done that, I would just start working on Gungans. I know with other maybe Datacrons that aren't as amazing, but they're still a solid team that perform well in Grand Arena, Territory Wars, and Territory Battles. Galactic Challenges, we just had one, so just something I would line up afterwards. It's just stuff farming them, and after you've done that, as well as you can see, I think for Bo-Katan Mandalore, you know, kind of just 2 requirements missing from 7 stars, and same thing for Jedi Knight Cal. Just that you have those units as well ready for 7 stars, you know, so whenever you work on your next legendary unlock, you know, they could as well help you there. At least you have them farmed up. Like if you just wanna, after the initial push, don't bother farming all of this. You can then invest your resources in gearing more, relicking more. It's just there, that's what I would do, you know, just keep farming these units that obviously result in legendary unlocks, Jar Jar, Bo-Katan, and then as well Jedi Cal. So that's in terms of farming. Now let's look at the gearing. So obviously some of the units here are already at 7 stars. Yes, he's got Jedi Knight Luke at 7 stars, but not geared up. That already 7 stars, or they will jump obviously from the farming queue down into the gearing queue when they're ready. They just need to be now geared up to gear 13. So first things, as mentioned before, I would just get Maul out, I would get Savage out, because then this gives you 2 powerful teams. Like Treywell Savage is a good team, but Savage Omicron just puts her into that Galactic Legend status. I think we also keep forgetting that Maul with his Mandalorians and Watt It's a very powerful combo just because we normally use him with Lord Vader. So this will give you another, well, maybe not quite Galactic Legend team, definitely a very good team as well that can take down many other opponents or even cause some problems as well if you put them on defense. Then again, Dark Trooper Moff Gideon, as mentioned, you may want to go do it or not. If you're getting, use still of your Veers Imperial Troopers on regular basis, you can hold off on Dark Trooper Moff Gideon. But as soon as your Veers, you'll be like, I don't know what to use Veers on anymore. Aside from like clean up a long Galactic Legend or something, then it's time to invest in your Dark Trooper Moff Gideon so that you can get a second kind of life, breathe a second life into your Imperial Remnant / Troopers. And then we'll start as well gearing up some Jabba requirements, as well start working on the Unaligned Force users, Night Sisters, and then once we do that, we also have some Leviathan gearing to do. And then we can now transition, because at this point, in terms of gearing, we are done with Jabba, Leviathan, and filling up the teams. We can now start gearing up for the next set for the future, which you have Luthen, you don't have Rebel fighters ready, and this will all lead then into Profundity further down the line. So we'll already start gearing these guys up. Again, if you want to save resources, if you do want to push more into relics your resources instead of farming gearing, that's fine. It's just a case, if you do have, just start getting these guys up, and then as well Gungans, as they are farmed up to 7 stars, start getting them up also. So this just kind of sets you up for the future, right? Future legendary unlocks and things like that. And now finally relicking, right? This is where obviously the biggest chunk of things are these days when it comes to relicking. So you can just start relicking up some Jabba requirements while you're waiting for Savage and Maul to be gear 13. As soon as Savage and Maul are gear 13, get them to relic, because mentioned before, Maul will give you another solid Mandalorian squad you can use. And then Savage and Traya, this is where you hit your first milestone, you apply Omicron on Traya, you apply Omicron on Savage, and you get another Galactic Legend level team that you can use on offense or defense. And then we start working on Jabba relicking. So we start relicking all these units that we have at 7 stars or gear 13, get them to their relics, and then your next milestone will be Jabba unlock. So very shortly afterwards. Again, Dark Trooper Moff Gideon is there if you can, do it. If not, just skip. And then while we are getting ready for the Leviathan farm here, before we, get stuck in this high relic Leviathan kind of requirements, just knock out the Night Sister one, especially Morgan Great Mothers, if you can Marin as well, and apply Omicron if you can, but definitely Great Mothers, Morgan, it will give you just another quick, I guess, legendary sort of unlock. She's a marquee, but, definitely, almost Galactic Legend level as well, Great Mothers. And then we'll be stuck behind farming obviously relics for the Leviathan unlock, which will be the next milestone. And finally, if you can obviously start working on that Malicos Seer Unaligned Force user squad, and then start touching up obviously on the Rebels for the Profundity unlock further down the line. So this is kind of the overview what I would do obviously if I would be in control of your roster right now, because as you can see within my plan is kind of, you could say, like a rough 12-month plan. Like each column is kind of like roughly 1 month. So it may look overwhelming. I think it's realistic that you get 2 units a month to gear 13, that you relic up 2 units a month. I don't think it's too resource heavy, at least, from my experience. But obviously feel free to adjust it based on the, tempo of your progression where you are at in the game. So within kind of, you could say, a span of 12 months, you will be getting 1, 2, 3, 4 kind of, 1 Galactic Legend, and 3 others are sort of Galactic Legend squads that you can use in Grand Arena. You will also get Maul in there. You will boost your Night Sisters with Marin, even Dark Trooper Moff Gideon. So essentially we're looking at 1 Galactic Legend and 6 new powerful teams you can use anywhere else in the game. As well, unlocking Leviathan, giving you another meta fleet there to cause troubles on defense when you put it for your opponents. As well, set us up then for the following months for unlocking Jar Jar, Bo-Katan, Jedi Cal. If you want those 2, definitely Jar Jar, go ahead and do. And then as well set you up to continue your farm for the profundity. There you go, that's all what I wanted to share in today's video, just kind of giving you what I would do with your roster. Hopefully you find it useful and helpful, just giving you some pointers here and there. Again, let me know in the comments below, guys, what you think. Do you find these reviews useful or not? I think this was number 3. I have already 2 more in the queue, so I'll try to do this like weekly, just maybe every Sunday release a review. So again, if you do want a review, as mentioned before as well, do hit me up on the Discord directly with what you need, and we can get something sorted out for you, put you in the queue and get the ball rolling. Thank you for watching, guys. I'll see you in the next one, but until then, have fun, enjoy your life, and may the RNG be with you, my friends.